Johnny Davis, and welcome to the Carl Minger Show.
Hello and greetings, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube and the world, and welcome back to another amazing Kyle Minger Show video. Today, guys, I'm back with another review for a certain show on Disney Plus. But before I continue what I'm saying for this big review for you guys today, if you guys just pop into the Kyle Minger Show, although you guys are just been subscribed, you guys know what I've been doing for the last many years since I've been on YouTube. But for those who are just typing in the reviews for this show, and you see me pop up on the YouTube search list, and you would decide to hop in and check out my video, here's what I talk about on the Kyle Minger Show. So basically what I normally do on my channel, I just basically do my big reviews on like big blockbuster movies when I go see movies in theaters, or sometimes I would check out like other movies as well. And I also like doing big reviews such as when I watch stuff on Disney Plus, Netflix, Prime Video, and eventually I will do some on Crunchyroll as well too. So, and then and other videos I like doing up to to trailer reactions, to unboxing videos, and theory videos, and gaming videos, which I've done those a long little while. But stay tuned for the near future because there's gonna be a lot more coming along the way. So today, guys, I decided I want to do a big review for Andor Season 2, Episodes 4 to 9. So I know last week I didn't even get a chance to do a big review for Episodes 4 to 6, but I'm going to do a big whole review from 4 to 9, and then we'll be getting the last 3 episodes on Tuesday, 10, 11, and 12, and then this is going to be the very last season that we're going to see. A lot of people are saying, oh, is there going to be a Season 3? No. Season 2 is going to be the final of Andor, and it's going to tie into Rogue One. And here, let me explain this very quickly. I'm not going to explain every inch of detail in each of the episodes, but basically in episode 4, we got to see frickin' Saw Gerrera, and it was great. It was great to see what's his name to reprise this role as Saw Gerrera. I can't think of his name at the top of my head, but he came back, and it was great to see him. And so he's basically telling Kazan about about losing Safe House, and they're trying to bring the rebellion into order. And then he leaves to go on his own little journey, and then Kazan has to not really find most of his friends, but he's trying to gather more information, like what the Empire's been up to and what they're trying to do. And yeah, so he's basically figuring out a plan what to do next for his plan, how to take him out. And then in episode 5, it's called I Have Friends Everywhere, and basically in that one it says Kazan on Gorman, Cyril on Coruscant, Binks failing, and Willem trapped. Kayla has a serious problem. Basically, he's on Gorman, where he's trying to figure out why the Empire is so interested on this planet, and apparently, eventually, on episode 6 to 7, we figure out there's some sort of special material, or basically not material, like some sort of like I guess rock or something that the Empire's looking for that they want to harvest in order to use for the secret weapon that we all know and love is the Death. That probably be the Death Star. And so for the entire episodes 5 to 7, the Empire wants to basically like harvest the planet's materials to use that stuff in order to finish the Death Star, which hasn't really been named yet in the show, but I'm pretty sure probably in the last couple episodes we'll probably be hearing the Death Star name in those 10, 11, and 12 episodes, because like I said, this is all leading up to Rogue One. So basically, episode 6, we always get bump. In all the episodes, we always bump between each characters from the rebel leaders, and so Mon Mothma, I think that's how you pronounce her name, right? Yeah, Mon Mothma. Basically, in episode 6, she goes to this like festival party. She has a great time. She dances, and then she's starting to get intel from Luthen. That's right here. That's him right there. That's basically, you guys know who he is. Salsgar Salskar Scullion, I think is how you pronounce his name. If you guys don't know who that guy is, he was also in Marvel, which he played Doctor. I forgot his character's name is in Marvel, but he was Jane Foster's teacher, or yeah, I can't remember his name by the top of my head. But yeah, he was also in Marvel. And then episode 7, Dedra's on Gorman, and she's like the head leader of the planet, and she knows what kind of material that the Empire needs to harvest, and it's Kazan's job to basically take her out because he gets a mission to try to kill her, but he didn't get a chance because there was a big massive raid brawl out on Gorman, and he was one of the few survivors that survived the big massive massacre that happened in the courtyard of the Gorman, and it was very brutal. And then we got reintroduced to the KSO robots. They came out, they started whacking people around, and I was like, oh, this must be the episode where Kazan saves one of the droids or being destroyed or something, and takes it to the rebel base on the island, which I was actually correct. One of Kazan's friends in episode 8, one of Kazan's buddies drove this big tank vehicle, rammed it into a KSO unit, split it in half, and then Kazan was like, you know what? We're never gonna see any of these droids ever again, and we probably need some muscle for in the rebel resistance. So he said, let's take the KSO unit, let's take it with us, and that's what they did. They took it to Yavin 4, which it's their actual base, and which I was actually right the last time on my last episode, where one of the other earlier episodes they were on Yavin before. So I was correct. But yeah, so basically Kazan takes the KSO unit back to Yavin. In episode 9, there was a after the aftermath in Gorman, Mon Mothma takes a stand. Kazan must carry out a difficult extraction. So basically, in this episode, I know I'm not doing every single detail in each episode. I want to keep you guys suspense and actually watch those episodes. I don't want to spoil too much about it. But in episode 9, I was very thrilled what was going on. So this is basically the episode when we see Mon Mothma actually escaping Coruscant and heading towards Yavin 5. No, not Yavin 5. Yavin 4. But like I said, she's slowly becoming a rebel leader, and she's figuring out that now the Empire is not what she thinks. It seems, and she's slowly trying to transfer out of the Coruscant system to the Yavin 4 system. So Kazan was able to distract her off of Coruscant, and they're now. I don't think he did. Well, he didn't really do that at the very end of the episode. But he did go back to Yavin 4 to save one of his friends that was brutally injured. He didn't really bring her with her. Bring Montha with him to Yavin. But I'm pretty sure in the next episode he probably will, because he was more focused on saving his friend from being from dying from his really bad injury. And then that we noticed that Kazan's lover or girlfriend or wife or whatever, the girl that he's been with, that he saved from that one harvest planet. I tell you, I didn't realize at the time, but apparently it's actually his wife, or this entire time. So basically, at the very end of episode, now we notice that she left him a message that in their little home hut in the forest of Yavin, and apparently she decided to leave Kazan behind because she feels that he still has some stuff to do for the rebels, and she said, in order for me to come back, I'll wait until you're fully done with your missions with your friends and on Yavin, and I'll come and find you when everything's all settled with the Empire, once the Empire's dealt with. Which, meaning, with all the things that happened with Rogue One and with the last couple of episodes, I'm pretty sure once she finds out that in the events of Rogue One that her Kazan died, she probably won't be returned to Yavin and figure out, oh, sorry, want to let you know that Kazan went on a mission to get the Death Star planet, but he died on the planet. So yeah, I kind of assume that she's gonna figure that out until yeah. But it's gonna lead up to everything to that. So basically, wow, I absolutely loved episodes 4 to 9. Episode 9 was absolutely thrilling. It was just so well done. It was so cool how Kazan, successfully um, escorted Mon Mothma out of Coruscant. Well, not really yet, but we started in an apartment building on Coruscant. She's got out of the apartment's eyes, so she's safe, but she hasn't exit out of the planet yet. So we'll probably won't see that until probably episode 10, probably. But either way, all the episodes are great. They're very well done. I love them. I want to spoil way too much for you guys because I want you guys to be hyped up to watch them, and then when the episodes 10, 11, 12 come out, then I can do my awesome big review for that on probably maybe next Thursday, because next weekend I'm gonna be going to the States with my mom to see my cousin, so it's gonna be hard to do some videos on that weekend. Maybe the next following weekend I could probably try to do a couple more videos for you guys because it's gonna be hard. I might try to go see the Final Destination movie, or if not, I might just go see that the next following weekend. And maybe I'll just do my Andor review on this Friday. Yeah, I think I'll probably just do that, so I'm not stressing which videos I want to do. So maybe I'll probably just do that. But either way, for the big rating for all these episodes, I think I'm probably just gonna give it a spot on 4 points. I'll give it a 4.4 out of 5. So I think that probably seems pretty reasonable. With all the story leading up to Kazan saving some of the rebel leaders, bringing them to, and we got to see Bail Organa played by a different actor, actually, not the actor who played Bail Organa in the prequel movies. He didn't really come back, but they brought in the actor. What's his name? Benjamin Bratt. There we go. Benjamin Bratt was Bail Organa. I had to think for a second there. So if you guys don't know who Benjamin Bratt is, I can't remember which movies I've seen him in. I can't think of any movies I would know what he was in. But if I think of anything, maybe I'll put it in the text down below of my video what shows or movies he's been in. I just can't think at the moment which ones I've remember seeing him in particularly in. But either way, thank you guys for watching my review for Andor Season 2, Episodes 4 to 9. And I will see you guys in my next big review when we end this review for the show. I know it's sad. It's gonna be ending soon, and I know there's not gonna be a Season 3 because the last 3 episodes will conclude the entire show. So I know it's sad. But either way, there will be more Star Wars reviews coming soon. There's a few other shows that just came out, like that Tales of the Sith or something, whatever it's called, and there's another Star Wars show I need to watch to do a review for. So just stay tuned for those reviews because they're coming very soon. It's a possibility as I can for you guys. So, we're guys in the world. Good morning, good night, good afternoon. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey guys, I forgot to mention one more thing about the last episode of Episode 9 for Andor Season 2. I thought it was really cool. I forgot to mention it earlier when I was talking about KSO. So at the very end, it was very interesting to see when Kazan got the message for his wife saying that she was not going to return because she wanted to wait until the Empire was finished so she could return and see him. But during the process, it leads up to Kazan to actually reprogram the KSO unit. Well, he actually had the rebels help him in order to change his programming, and then once he found out that the rebels were able to put him back together, the guy told him, like, okay, we're ready to return him back on, but it's your duty to make sure he doesn't attack us. So he grabbed a rifle from one of the rebel guys right behind them, and he says, turn it on, and they were pointing their guns at him, and then further there, the guy was turning the dials, turning a few more things, and then he activated the switch, and then the KSO unit turned on. And then when he was looking around and looked at Kazan, and he looked, and he was just like, "What are you doing?" And basically he said in his own, basically the droid KSO unit said in his own words, "I would appreciate it if you lowered that thing away from my face." And I recognized the voice right away. Alan Tudyk is back as KSO, so we're probably going to see him in episode 10, 11, and 12, and it's awesome. I love that guy. I mentioned this before a long time ago in one of my previous videos. I actually did see Alan Tudyk at the Fan Expo in Vancouver last February, and I wanted to get my pictures taken with him, but I still didn't realize how to do the selfie pics at the time. And near the very end of the day, my mother was like, "Oh, okay, we didn't know we needed to take. We can go up to the lineups where the actors are and actually take selfies for like a certain amount of dollars, but we didn't know that until the end of the day. So I was like, so yeah, next time if he just show up next year, I will definitely love to take my pictures taken with Alan Tudyk. So either way, that was like actually one of the best moments of episode 9, where we got to see him speaking to Kaz, and he's like, would you mind please lowering that away from my face? I was like, that was awesome. So that's all I gotta say. See you guys in my next video. Peace out.